PPN. This is the More Gear Show.
Hi everyone, I'm Marco LaRousse and this is PPN Photo Podcast Network. And this is the first video that I'm recording for PPN, and this is for the More Gear segment. Because recently on the More Gear Show number 13, the podcast episode, I had Photo Joseph over. And he is an expert in filming video, and we talked about what you have to do, which frame rate to choose, and what are the best settings you should set your camera to, your mirrorless camera or DSLR. And we came to the point where we talked about audio. Now, I'm a podcaster. I've worked with audio processing for many, many years. And I'm pretty sure that the audio that you're hearing right now is not stellar, because I'm recording this with a mic inside of my Fuji X-T2 camera. Now, this room is already treated against reverb, so you don't hear too much. I've left a little bit to the front open so that there is a bit of room noise, so we can compare in a normal environment that you most likely will be encountered, because you can't be bringing these things everywhere you go unless you're filming a real movie. So I'm pretty sure this mic is not very loud. The volume is not very loud. I'm sure you hear some of the reverb coming back from the room. And I think there are some fairly inexpensive options that you can buy in order to get much better audio results. And on the show, I suggested the Rode video mic, or the VideoMicro from Rode. This thing should run you about $50 or euros. I think I bought this for 40 some euros. And this is a very convenient small mic that you can put on top of your hot shoe of the camera. You plug it into the camera and it draws the power from the camera. So you don't need any extra batteries. Yes, it'll draw from your camera, but at least as a mirrorless shooter, we usually have plenty of batteries with us. So this little mic attached to the top should give you better results. And the nice thing is, for less than 50 bucks, or around 50 bucks, you get one of these. And inside here is a pop filter, pop protector, this foam thing. And on the outside, they call this a dead cat in the industry. I think I'd rather call it the little furry thing. Dead cat is not so nice. So you can attach this when you go outside, because wind noise is always a problem. And once the wind blows past the capsule, this crackling sound? Not very nice. It can ruin your audio, and if you want to record it all in camera, I suggest to get this. And it's all on the set. Usually these things are 20, 30 bucks extra. So I think this is a really good value. So what I'll be doing here is I'll be attaching this to the camera now, and we compare how the quality is. And after that, I have a lavalier mic that we'll be testing too. So let's go ahead with this. Let me attach this and see the difference. And of course, what I meant to say was hear the difference. You can't see it. So this is the sound now with the Rode VideoMicro. I always have to check the name. And I've attached it to the top of the camera. I put the little furry thing on there. No, it's not the dead cat. I didn't kill a cat here. I attached the little furry thing, and I think you can already hear that the sound should be much better. I'm sure it doesn't pick up as much reverb. Probably the audio quality is a bit better. It should be clearer. And I didn't change anything on the volume settings. This is exactly the volume that I was recording with internally on the camera right now. So, does this sound better? I imagine it does. To tell the truth, I haven't tried it out yet in direct comparison. So the next thing that I'll be attaching to the camera is, in a situation like this, where it's only one person talking and you don't need any of the surrounding noise, one of these lavalier mics is probably your best bet. It's close to your mouth, and it shouldn't pick up that much reverb. At least that's my experience from doing podcast audio only. Now let's see how the camera handles this. I'll attach it to the Fuji X-T2 and we'll see how that sounds. And yet again, I managed to say, see how it sounds? I'm not used to this video thing yet. Okay, now This is the audio recording via the lavalier mic. It's very close to the mouth. I'm sure in comparison, I haven't changed anything in the room. I'm sure you'll hear less reverb. My voice is probably louder and clearer because it's so close. So in any situation possible, when you're having a situation like this, although I haven't listened to it because, I'm not having an earphone here in my ear. I'm not checking the audio right now live. You can do that with the X-T2. You need to attach the battery grip. Then there is a headphone out. But I'm pretty sure that here, this audio is probably good enough that you can really go with this without treating it any further. And I know you don't want to extract the audio track and run it through some processing. At least, video itself is already a little bit of a hassle. So if you can get it right in camera, I'm sure this is the best way to go. So I'm sure this is the best audio. I would guess the Rode VideoMic is the second best. And in the beginning, remember, that was in camera. I think the lesson learned is don't use the in-camera mic unless you absolutely have to. Spend $50 and one of these lavalier mics. They probably start, you might need one powered, I don't know, you have to check with your camera if they power the lavalier mic or if they need some extra power. This one has a little battery. They start at around $20. You can go 100. And if you want to get really, really good, you have a wireless one. But cheap or inexpensive and wireless doesn't work. You need to spend money. $200-300 probably for a simple one-on-one. And of course, if you have 2 or more people to record, you can only plug in one of these here. I'm not sure if there's a splitter or if you need an audio interface in between. But then one of those remote wireless things, you can have 2, 3, 4 paired. That will be the best way to go. But it's going to be a couple $100. So I'm starting out. These are inexpensive solutions. If you're starting out with video, I think this is what I would recommend for now. I may do more of these in the future because once I start getting into something, you want it better and better and better. But for now, this is what the More Gear segment was all about. There will be links to the products in the show notes, and I hope you enjoyed it. Give us some feedback. Thanks. Until next time.
For more information or comments, log on to our website at www.photopodcasts.com.